like to share with you guys a bit of an embarrassing story or something that happened to me. It was just under a year ago, and one of my bosses invited me to a business dinner for Christmas, and all of my superiors were going to be present. It ended up being at a really fancy restaurant. So I show up, and there's this like really elaborate place. I think it was like way more elaborate than this, like 5 different cups, all these utensils, and I was completely lost. I did not know what to do. I didn't know which utensils to start with, which ones to finish with, and it ended up being a disaster just because it was a shot to my confidence. And that's what brings me to my purpose today, which is to demonstrate to everyone some basic principles of table manners and table etiquette. There's 3 main points that I'm going to cover today. The first main point is understanding the formal place setting. My second main point is going to be the basics, which are the napkin, the fork, the knife, and the spoon. And my third main point is going to be some general tips and pitfalls that we all succumb to at one point or another. I used 2 sources in compiling my speech today. The first is the Rituals of Dinner by Margaret Visser, and the second source that I used is the American Table Manners Journal. Now, it might not be an important business meeting for you, but let's just say it's a special dinner with that important someone in your life. Or maybe there's someone you want to impress. At one point or another, I'm willing to bet that everyone in this room can benefit from the information that I'm about to share. Now, first things first, understanding the place setting is pretty self-explanatory. You eat off of the plate, you drink out of the cups, they serve the cups, they bring it on your plate. There's not too much confusion there. My biggest confusion came when it came to the utensils and like in which order to use them. A lot of places that you'll go to will have the utensils set out for you in advance. In the event that they have them set out in advance, you're going to want to work your way from the outside in, using 1 set of utensils per serving. Now, in the event that you show up to the restaurant and there aren't any utensils out, you're just going to want to go ahead and rest assured that you're going to be brought the necessary utensils with each serving by your server. Now onto the basics, which are the napkin, the fork, the knife, and the spoon. First things first, when you get to the table, you should sit down, and one of the first things you should do is take your napkin and unfold it, laying it across your lap like so. If at any point during the meal you need to get up, excuse yourself, or you're going to be leaving, you're going to want to take that napkin up and just lay it next to your plate. You're not going to want to fold it, you're not going to want to twist it or crumple it. Believe it or not, that's bad manners. So once again, you're just going to want to lay it right next to your plate. Now onto the forks, the knives, and the spoons. There's 2 of each, so it can get a little confusing. You have the salad fork, which is bigger, wider, stronger side prongs, because you're not supposed to use a knife with your salad. This salad fork is used for cutting. And then you have your dinner fork, which is smaller because you're going to be using knives with it. Which brings me to its complement, which are the knives. You have a butter knife and a steak knife. Butter knife is used, the grooves are much smaller, they're not meant to cut anything more than bread, and it's typically used for spreading condiments. Now the steak knife is used for cutting meat, poultry, meat, anything like that. Which brings me to the spoons. Tablespoon is used for serving. You do not eat with a tablespoon. Don't make that mistake. And then the teaspoon. Teaspoon's used for dessert or tea. They're going to bring it out. If they bring dessert, chances are they'll bring spoons for everyone. If they bring you coffee or tea, they're going to bring you a teaspoon so you could add sugar and do what you need to do. Now onto the pitfalls. A lot of what we do is slouching. It's simple things. You slouch, you lean back on the back of your chair, you lean forward on the table. You're going to want to make sure that you sit up straight. No slouching, and as a general rule, keep the elbows off of the table at all times. Now we all run into the point where someone across the table asks us to pass the salt. Even if they're asking you to pass the salt, you're going to pick up both the salt and the pepper, and you're going to lay it next to the person who's sitting beside you. That action is going to be repeated until both the salt and pepper make their way around the table and arrive at their destination. Now, I know it's happened to all of us where we have this like huge piece of fat in our mouths or something that we want to get out and we don't know how to get it out. The general rule for doing that, believe it or not, is to take it out the same way it went in. If it goes in with the fork, you're going to want to take it out with the fork and place it on the side of your plate. If it goes in with the spoon, take it out with the spoon, lay it on the side of your plate. Now, if you can't use either one of those politely, you're going to want to bring the napkin up, spit it into your napkin, and the napkin goes back on your lap. In conclusion, my purpose today was to demonstrate to everyone some basic table manners and principles of etiquette. There were 3 main points: understanding the formal place setting, the basics, which are the napkin, fork, knife, and spoon, and some general pitfalls. I'd like to leave you with a quote from Mina Trott of the New York Times that said, "Don't reserve your best behavior for special occasions." Thank you.